The first thing everyone noticed about Lily Carter was her clothes. They were clean, but they were old. Her white shirt had been washed so many times that the fabric had become thin, and her black shoes had tiny scratches across the front. She carried a faded backpack whose strap had been repaired with dark thread. To most students at Westbridge Academy, Lily looked like someone who did not belong. Westbridge Academy was one of the most expensive private schools in the city. The children of politicians, celebrities, doctors, lawyers, and powerful business owners studied there. Every morning, luxury cars stopped outside the gates. Students stepped out wearing designer clothes and carrying expensive phones. Lily, however, walked through the gates alone. Nobody knew the truth. Lily Carter was not poor. She was the only daughter of Alexander Carter, one of the richest businessmen in the country. His company, Carter Global Holdings, owned luxury hotels, technology companies, shipping businesses, and financial investments around the world. His fortune was worth billions. But Lily had never been raised to believe that money made her better than anyone else. Her mother had died when Lily was young. Before her death, she had made Alexander promise that their daughter would grow up knowing the difference between wealth and worth. Money can buy a beautiful house, her mother had once told Lily, but it cannot buy a beautiful heart. Alexander had never forgotten those words. So when Lily entered Westbridge Academy, he made a decision. Nobody would know she was his daughter. Lily would attend school without her father's famous name protecting her. She wanted to know what people were really like. And unfortunately, she was about to find out. One Monday morning, Lily entered her classroom and quietly walked toward her desk. Before she could sit down, a voice came from behind her. "Wow, Lily." She turned around. Madison Blake was standing with her friends. Madison was the most popular girl in school. Her father owned a chain of luxury fashion stores, and she had grown up believing that money gave her power. She looked Lily up and down. "Are those the same shoes you wore last week?" A few students laughed. Lily looked down at her shoes. "Yes." Madison laughed. "Seriously? Don't you own another pair?" Lily calmly replied, "These are comfortable." "Comfortable?" Madison repeated. "That's what poor people say when they can't afford anything better." The classroom erupted in laughter. Lily felt the words hurt, but she refused to show it. She simply sat down, opened her notebook, and began writing. Madison wasn't satisfied. "Hey, scholarship girl." Lily continued writing. "I'm talking to you." Lily slowly looked up. "Did you bring lunch today, or are you waiting for someone to donate it?" More laughter filled the room. Lily looked at Madison. "I brought lunch." Madison smiled. "Let's see it." "No." The smile disappeared from Madison's face. "What did you say?" "I said no." For the first time, the classroom became quiet. Lily wasn't shouting. She wasn't angry. She simply refused. Madison stared at her for several seconds before laughing. "Whatever. We'll see how long you can keep pretending you're important." Lily looked back at her notebook. She knew she could end this instantly. One phone call to her father could change everything. If Madison knew who Lily really was, she wouldn't dare speak to her that way. But Lily didn't want that. She wanted to be treated like everyone else. She just didn't realize how difficult that would be. At lunch, Lily went behind the library to eat beneath an old tree. She opened her lunchbox. Inside was a simple sandwich, an apple, and a small bottle of juice. She had barely taken a bite when Madison appeared with 3 friends. "Well, well." Lily looked up. Madison smiled. "Having your little poor girl lunch?" Lily ignored her. Madison walked closer. "What's wrong?" Too embarrassed to answer. "I'm trying to eat." Madison laughed. Then one of her friends grabbed Lily's lunchbox. Hey! Lily stood up. The girl opened it. That's all she has? Madison looked inside. A sandwich and an apple? She laughed. That's adorable. Give it back, Lily said. Madison held the lunchbox away from her. Why? Are you hungry? Madison. Say please. Lily stared at her. Please give it back. Madison smiled. Then she dropped the sandwich onto the ground. The apple rolled into the grass. For a moment, Lily didn't move. She stared at the food. It wasn't about the sandwich anymore. It was about humiliation. Madison and her friends were laughing. Lily slowly bent down and picked up the apple. Then she looked at Madison. You must feel very powerful. Madison's smile faded slightly. What? Lily wiped the apple with her sleeve. Making someone lose their lunch must make you feel powerful. A few students nearby had stopped watching. Madison crossed her arms. Don't act superior. I'm not. Then stop looking at me like that. Lily quietly replied, I'm just trying to understand you. Madison frowned. Before she could answer, Lily picked up her lunchbox and walked away. That evening, Lily sat silently in the back of the car. Mr. Thomas, her family's longtime driver, looked at her through the mirror. Miss Lily, are you all right? Yes. He knew she was lying. Should I tell your father? No. Are you sure? Lily looked out the window. He'll try to fix everything. Perhaps that's what fathers are supposed to do. Lily smiled sadly. I don't want him to fix it. Why? Because I want to know if I can handle it myself. When Lily arrived home, Alexander was waiting at the dinner table. He immediately noticed something was wrong. Lily. She looked at him. Yes? You're quiet. I'm tired. Alexander studied her face. You've been tired for 3 days. Lily looked down. Her father gently placed his fork on the table. Tell me. For several seconds, Lily said. Nothing. Then she asked, Dad, if people treated me badly because they thought I was poor, would you tell them who I really am? Alexander understood immediately. No. Lily looked surprised. No? No. Not unless you wanted me to. She smiled. Thank you. Alexander reached across the table and held her hand. But Lily, there's something you should remember. What? You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. She nodded. I know. But deep inside, she wasn't sure she did.